When we read the Quran, there are no less than 4 different places where the Quran says pork is prohibited. Allah says in the Quran in Surah Baqarah chapter 2 verse 173, in Surah Ma'idah chapter number 5 verse number 3, in Surah Anam chapter number 6 verse number 145, and Surah Nahl chapter number 16 verse number 115, Hurrimat alaykumul maytutu waddamu walamun khinzir, wama uhilla li ghayril bi. Forbidden for you for food are dead meat, blood, the flesh of swine, and any food on which any name besides Allah's name is taken. So your Quran says in no less than 4 different places that eating the flesh of pig, pork, is prohibited. If you are a Muslim, if you believe in the Quran, it is prohibited. If you do not believe or do not believe in the Quran, let's analyze what does today's reason and logic and science say about pork. Today's science tells us that if you have the flesh of swine, there are chances that you may have no less than 70 different diseases. You can have pinworm, you can have roundworm. The most dangerous amongst all these diseases, it is tapeworm. It's called as Taenia solium. And it harbors in the intestine and is very long. Even if you cook the food very well, the eggs, the ova of Taenia solium does not die. And from the intestine, via the bloodstream, it can go to almost all the organs of your body. It can enter the eye and cause blindness. It can enter the heart and cause heart attack. It can enter the brain and cause brain damage. And by the time you realize you're suffering from the disease, it's an irreversible damage done. Furthermore, today science tells us that when you eat pork, it is more of fat-building material rather than muscle-building material. That's the reason most of the people who are regular pig eaters, they have got tires, they have got flaps. Today science tells us that by eating pork, there are high chances of having atherosclerosis. Today science tells us that if you eat pig regularly, you may have hypertension. That's the reason more than 50% of the Americans today, they're suffering from hypertension because most of them are pig eaters. Today science tells us that one of the most filthiest animal on the face of the earth is the pig. Wherever you find dirt and filth, you'll find the pig there. Today science also tells us that pig is one of the most shameless animal on the face of the earth. Pig today is one of the most shameless animal on the face of the earth. It enjoys seeing its spouse, seeing its mate have sex with his friend. In the Western countries, we have dance parties. After dance parties, we are swapping of wives. You sleep with my wife, I sleep with your wife. Do you think it's modest? And there is a scientific thing that you eat pig and you behave like pig.